Okay, everybody, it's time to talk about the King of Horror. Before I get started on my update for this project, I am going to ask you to please do all of the things, and you know what they are. All right, this is King of Horror, but the hashtag for this is hashtag Horror King Pan. This is the Stephen King project. It was created by Stephanie, who is FooPans on Instagram. That's FOO_PANS. She did it in collaboration with the Fantastic Ladies group on Facebook. I will have Stephanie link below, and I will have the Fantastic Ladies link below. Everything's always in the description box. This is a project that's based on the Stephen King novels. Now we're talking only the full-length novels, so there are 40 prompts. It is the first of a series. It is the standalones. It is not the Richard Bachman's. So that's how we got to the 40. This project started on the day that the latest novel was released, which was September 6th of 2022. It's going to end on Stephen King's birthday, which is September 21st, 2023. Okay, it is a rolling style project with monthly updates. I don't know that there was a specific number of items that we were supposed to be bringing in. I don't remember. So let's just jump into what I do have going on with this project. The first thing, and I'm doing these kind of in the order that Stephanie has them numbered, just because that's easier for me to keep track of. So the first one was for Salem's Lot, and it is A Stranger in Your Collection. Now with that, I brought in this gorgeous MAC highlighter, essentially. It is the Wrapped in Gold Extra Dimension Skin Finish. That's hard for me to say. This was part of the holiday line. I don't have any other MAC highlighters. This is the one that has those really beautiful bows. And I brought this in for 10 uses. I have completed my 10 uses, and I'm actually starting to wear some of the bows off. That is what it looks like. I'll put it on my hand. Okay, seriously, where can you guys see this? I'm looking in at my computer, and it's hard for me to tell when you can and can't see this, but I talk with my hands, so I'll probably move it around enough where you will get a good view of it. I have hit my 10 uses. I have completed it. This is a finished prompt. This will be rolling out of the project. Then I have Cujo, which was number 7 on the list. This is an item you used to love but now don't like. Just kind of wanted to change my skincare, got bored with it. This was a very, very watery one. This is the Argireline solution by The Ordinary. Holy moly, Rocky. I don't know if that'll even focus, but we brought it in. Okay. There, then we were down there, then we were there, and now it is finished. I'm not going to replace this. I don't know that this actually did a whole lot for me. So it's going to be in the empties. It's a rollout. I'm not replacing it. We'll see. We'll see if in a few months I'm like, holy crap, I look even worse than I used to and I need to have this back. But for right now, I don't think I'm going to. All right. Then I have something that I somehow managed to screw up, and I don't know how I did this. I brought in, for number 8, the Dark Tower, a holy grail item you'd do anything for. I brought in the Lancome de Finisals mascara. I brought it in a mini, and somehow I managed to also put it in Day of the Dead, because I was going to put the Sills booster in one project and the Definicils in another, and I managed to not do that. They were opened at the same time. The goal was to use both of them through the end of March, okay? The Definicils mascara actually ended up getting dry and started to flake because it was old, and so I got it through like, I think the end of February. So I ended up doing that as a finished prompt in Day of the Dead. I'm going to switch the Definicils to this. This is still going to go through hopefully through the end of March. That's my goal. It's still going strong. I'm wearing it right now. So that was just me not paying attention to what I was doing. This is going to be in for until the next update. It'll be done at the end of the month, but you'll have it in the next update. All right. Who knows? Who knows why the crazy train does what the crazy train does? All right. Then I have number 15, the Tommy Knockers, an item that I recently found or rediscovered. For that, I have the Lipstick Queen lip liner in natural, which truthfully I don't love, but I did not even remember that it was in my collection. Kind of dark for me. I put it into finish because I'm a complete crackpot. That isn't going to happen. I'm working on it. I have lines on the back of my card. It is just slightly below the last line that I did in December because I've only worn it a couple of times, so it's not anything that I can mark. I'll use it when I use it. I'll use as much as I use. I'm not pushing to actually like, okay, I have to have this finished by the end of the project. I'm going to get as much done as I'm going to get done. I don't know that that was a realistic goal when I set it, but I figured if I did that, instead of just putting it in for usage, I would get further with it. There you have it. I did the same thing with the next one, and that is number 16's The Dark Half. That was Alter Ego, an item outside of your comfort zone. I brought in the BK lip liner in Alter Ego, and it is a red lip liner, which is outside of my comfort zone. This one is broken, so I can't measure it. It has not changed weight-wise. And hopefully you can tell the difference. Well, yeah, you can definitely tell. This is definitely much more red. This one is a little bit more pink, but it still comes on my lips. It still comes out kind of a taupey pink. It does come out more brown than I would prefer it to. But the red is actually a really deep red. That's another one we're just going to use what we use. So, moving on to number 20 is Insomnia. This is a red item for the Crimson King. I brought in an old Avon lipstick in Never Ending Merlot. So the package is red. The lipstick itself is red. I brought it in to finish. This is, yeah, we'll see where we get with this. I did a lot of that in this project for some reason. I have used this a couple times, but not really enough to make any new marks. But now this is a more wearable red for me. It's, okay, maybe if I stay back far enough, you can tell that it is not so deep and dark that it's not nearly like what it looks like in the tube. It goes on a lot lighter because it's more of a satin lipstick, not a matte. So that is one that I do like, and I am just going to keep in until the end of the project or until I finish it, because why not? Then I have 21 Rose Madder. This is a pink or rose item. I brought in the fresh rose deep hydration oil infused serum. That's a mouthful. This is the 3.3 ounce bottle. Okay. You can see where we started. This is where we ended up. I was saying this is a shake up. You can tell that there's two levels in there. And then when you shake it, it gets more milky. This is one of those things where I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I don't know how long this is going to take. I was actually starting to use it like on my legs because it really works well as a body thing, but it's so expensive. So when I was talking about this in the last update, Erica Ashley, my girl Erica, came through for me. She said, hey, do you have a good oil that you're using at the end of your skincare routine? And I was like, oh, no, okay, I was using it at the beginning, and then I was using it on my body. So I've kind of switched how I'm using this. So I'm not using it on my body as much anymore, which means this is going to stay in here for a bajillion years because it's going to go down much more slowly. But the upside is that I think I'm getting better results for it using it after all of the moisturizers as the last thing before my sunscreen or the last thing at night. So I'm enjoying it a lot more, which is good because it's an expensive thing. All right, so that went from 243.8 grams to 228.6 grams. And like I said, I don't think I'm going to see as much progress in the future, but that's okay. Then we have Dreamcatcher, an item from the past, an old item in my collection. This is it's the MAC lip liner in Rosebound. It's a lip glass pencil, which I don't think they make. This one, I actually have been making progress, you guys. I'm wearing it today. I don't know if you can tell. So there is a new line on the card. I mean, there's still a bit left. It's not like it's completely gone, but this one has some potential for me actually finishing it. And like I said, I love it. It's my version of lip gloss and a pencil. There's no sticky, there's no nothing. It doesn't like bleed all over. I wish this was still around. I would get it in more colors because I love it. Wish I would have known that then. I would have bought more back then. All right. Anyway, next is 27 from a Buick 8, an item you bought out of curiosity. That is the MAC Shadow from the Christmas line because I was FOMO and big time that I was going to miss out again since everybody loved the ones from 2021. And this is the one from 2022. This is in Mistletoe. Okay, I don't know if you can see the bows on that anymore or if they're starting to wear too much too. I just brought this in for 5 uses. I have gotten 4 of my 5. This is so pretty. And every time I do this, I get comments with other people saying how pretty they think it is too. And it is really lovely. It can be very subtle, but I can also get it to deepen up a little bit. So one more use, and then that one's going to be a rollout. I like it. I really, really like it. I'm glad I got it. Okay, now, what that means is I have completed my uses on a product, and I have completed a product. So I have 2 rollouts, which means I am going to roll in 2 more items. I am going to bring in the stand, which is number 4 on Stephanie's list. This is a black or dark item for Randall Flagg. I am going to bring in the BH Cosmetics Nightshade Palette. This still has the plastic on it, so hopefully we can see the colors. Yeah, you can tell that the plastic's on it. It's got black packaging. It's nightshade. All of the things in here are kind of thematically dark in a sense. It's got like belladonna, and I think one of them is shady and devil's berries or something like that. I mean, it's just kind of dark. So I want to do 3 looks with this. What I'm going to do is I am going to, as I do looks, write down which colors I'm using in the look. And because of the shades that are in here, I know I can get 3 complete looks. This shade right here is going to be perfect for me as a very, very nice light pink setting shade. I'll be able to set my eye base with that and then go in with some of the other things. And I'm thinking that that's going to be a beautiful inner corner. So some of these things I may use more than once, but then I want to play with some of the other shades too, just so I can, get my fingers in this one since it's brand new. So that is the first item I am going to be bringing in. Then the next item I am going to be bringing in is for number 12, the plant. This is an unfinished graveyard product. Now, I am bringing in, this is ridiculous, but I'm doing it anyway, this little bitty baby. I mean, that's, okay, that's how big it is. This is Ulta Beauty gel liner in black. I do not wear this as an eyeliner all that often. I use it a whole lot for Day of the Dead project. I will use it on the top lash line. I don't like it under because it just kind of bleeds and smears and I've got too many lines for that. So I do occasionally use it when I need to have a black eyeliner, but I really use it a lot when I'm doing my sugar skulls. This is something that got rolled in as, I think it was, I don't know if it was my Joker or what it was. It was in the Deca Panning project last year. And it was one of those kind of, yeah, there's no way I'm ever going to finish a whole black eyeliner. And I got a lot further than I thought I would. So I'm going to bring this into finish. I put it on the card. Oh, good Lord. Can we get things to focus today? Sheesh. All right. So we have a marking on the card. I'll sharpen it until I can't sharpen it anymore. And then we'll call it good. All right, that is everything I think I have got for the project. So let's move on to, okay, well, actually, before I move on to my music moment, one of the things I do want to tell you is if you're interested at all in this eye look, and I know that it does not show up great with my lighting just because I am just not that good at these things, but I am participating in a palette bingo. And so you can see how I put this together in tomorrow's video. All right, so check that out. And then let's talk about the music moment. So this one, I was thinking, okay, King of Horrors. So then I started thinking horror movies. And the first thing that popped into my mind was Bela Lugosi's Dead by Bauhaus. I thought, all right, so if I'm going to pick this as my song for today, I do really like this song. I've been listening to the song since the 80s. Dang, I'm old. You got to know who Bela Lugosi is. Bela Lugosi was Hungarian. He did actually do some film, and he was an actor in Hungary too. There were some other things that he did, but he was acting in Hungary before he came here to the U.S. Not all of you are in the U.S., I should kind of clarify. And he became incredibly well known after doing the 1931 version of Dracula. He acted in movies with Boris Karloff. Lon Chaney, Boris Karloff, and Bela Lugosi are the three big names from that era, from the black and white movies that were doing all of the horror things. And if you put those names on a movie poster, you were going to sell tickets. So the studios kept Bela Lugosi really active from 31 because Dracula did so well through I think the mid 50s, simply because his name sold tickets. And he had that thick Hungarian accent. So he just kind of, when he did these black and white movies and did these kind of dark, spooky characters, he just really had a presence about him. So he is, in his own way, a very iconic actor. And I kind of think that's the reason that Bauhaus came up with the song Bela Lugosi's Dead. So let's talk a little bit about the song and the band and whatever. So Bela Lugosi's Dead was actually released as a single on the 6th of August, 1979. It was recorded January of 79 and then came out at the end of the year. I want to say it also did it. I don't know what album it was on, but it was the band's first single. So, and it's actually, from what I know, it is the biggest thing that Bauhaus is known for. And the song has been used in different TV shows and movies even somewhat recently, within the last, I don't know, 5-10 years, I guess. I should probably actually look at that and tell you. So the whole thing with this is the band got together, and they'd been together about 6 weeks. This is the first thing that they did. They did it in a 6-hour session, a single take type of thing. This just kind of was one of those that just they formed, they gelled, this came out, and it was just one of those gifts where everything just kind of fell together and worked out really, really well. There are a couple of different versions of it. It, like I said, is one of the things that they are known for. It got them a lot of recognition. And they did some other songs during that session. They are considered, I got to get this correct. They are considered the first gothic rock band to put out a single. So Bela Lugosi's Dead is the first. Okay, and I don't know exactly who makes these things up, but it is considered the first gothic rock record. All right. I don't know if there's anything else that's super, super significant. Yeah, they can, by goth historians, that's where they say this is the first true record in the genre. And this put them in the same category as The Cure, Susie and the Banshees, Echo and the Bunnymen, all of that era and genre of music, which was, so there was punk. And now I'm telling you this from my perspective, from what I lived through and what I listened to. So you had the punk thing that was going on in the late 70s and kind of into the 80s. And then there was a very, very big push of a new wave generation. And that was a lot of synthesized stuff. You've got things like Romeo Void, Flock of Seagulls, who else would have been in that? It's not even coming to me. But then there was also kind of a little bit of a spin-off where there was that little bit darker, and that some of that stuff became considered alternative back then. All right. So that was like the wave of alternative that happened in the 80s. This is where you're starting to get the less poppy, dancey stuff, and you're getting more of the avant-garde, perhaps. And that's where you're getting the Cure, you're getting the Bauhaus, you're getting all of those kinds of things. Susie and the Banshees, Echo and the Bunnymen. Oh my goodness, I can't even think. Depeche Mode starts coming out of this era. That is not who I'm... Okay, if I can remember the name of the other band that I'm thinking of, I'll pop it on the screen because I just completely blanked. And they only had like a couple of albums, and then the lead singer had some illness and then had passed away. And I know that I've talked about him before, and I am just drawing a blank. Anyway, so Bela Lugosi's Dad is what I am picking. I am actually picking this because of the tie-in for the horror movies, and because so many Stephen King novels, not only are they horror, but a lot of them have been made into movies. And a lot of that tradition kind of does stem from the work that Lugosi did. The Bauhaus song is unique in its own right. It is dark, repetitive, jarring in some ways. I love it. I have always thought it was a really good song. I think it is very representative of where that kind of genre of the music went, and I am going to find a version of it somewhere on YouTube and link that in the description box for your listening pleasure. All right, I have rambled long enough. Thank you for your indulgence, as always. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, everybody, see ya. Bye.